Hello story lovers, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're hopping into a classic tale that has enchanted children and adults alike for over a century, the tale of Peter Rabbit. Written and illustrated by the brilliant Beatrix Potter in 1902, this story is more than just a charming adventure. It's a timeless lesson about curiosity, safety, and the importance of listening to those who love us. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's explore the wonderful world of Peter Rabbit together. First, let's meet our unforgettable characters. At the heart of our story is Peter Rabbit, a young bunny brimming with curiosity and a playful, mischievous spirit. He's the kind of character we all know, adventurous and a little bit rebellious. Then we have his caring mother, Mrs. Rabbit. She's the voice of wisdom and caution, always looking out for her little ones. Peter has 3 siblings, Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail. Unlike Peter, they are the picture of good behavior, always listening to their mother's advice. And of course, no story of Peter Rabbit would be complete without the formidable Mr. McGregor, the gardener who is very, very protective of his vegetable patch. Each character plays a crucial role in weaving this delightful and instructive narrative. The story begins in a cozy rabbit burrow under the roots of a very big fir tree. Mrs. Rabbit is preparing to go to the baker's. Before she leaves, she gives her 4 little rabbits a very important instruction. You may go into the fields or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there. He was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor. It's a stark warning, grounded in a rather grim family history. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, being good little bunnies, take this to heart and go off to gather blackberries. But Peter, our mischievous protagonist, has other plans. The warning only seems to fuel his curiosity. The lure of crisp radishes and crunchy lettuces is just too strong to resist. So, what does Peter do? He disobeys his mother, of course. He squeezes under the gate and finds himself in a vegetable paradise. He feasts on lettuces, French beans, and radishes. But his delightful snack is cut short when he comes face to face with none other than Mr. McGregor himself. The gardener, on his hands and knees planting cabbages, spots Peter and springs into action, shouting, "Stop! Thief!" and brandishing a rake. A frantic chase ensues. Poor Peter, terrified, darts all over the garden, completely forgetting the way back to the gate. He loses one of his shoes among the cabbages and the other amongst the potatoes. It's a heart-pounding sequence that perfectly captures the panic of being caught somewhere you shouldn't be. Peter's desperate escape becomes even more complicated. In his haste, his new blue jacket with its shiny brass buttons gets snagged on a gooseberry net. Trapped and terrified, Peter gives himself up for lost and sheds big tears. But his sobs are overheard by some friendly sparrows, who fly to him in great excitement and implore him to exert himself. With a final mighty struggle, he wriggles out of his jacket, leaving it behind. He rushes into a tool shed and jumps into a watering can, thinking it's a safe hiding spot. Unfortunately, it's half full of water, leading to a very cold and damp experience. Mr. McGregor is certain Peter is hiding somewhere in the tool shed and begins turning over flower pots to find him. Just as the gardener is about to discover him, Peter sneezes. Curdy-scoo! And the chase is on again. Peter leaps out of a window, knocking over 3 plants in the process. Finally, after more close calls and frantic running, a tired and frightened Peter spots the gate. He scrambles underneath it, finally reaching the safety of the woods outside the garden. He doesn't stop running until he gets home to the big fir tree. He is so exhausted that he flops down on the soft sand floor of the rabbit hole and shuts his eyes. His mother is busy cooking, but she wonders what he has done with his clothes. It is the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter has lost in a fortnight. Peter, feeling very sick, is put straight to bed, while his well-behaved sisters enjoy a supper of bread, milk, and blackberries. Peter gets a dose of chamomile tea. It's a bitter end to his adventurous day, a powerful reminder of the consequences of his actions. He learned a very hard lesson about obedience and the dangers of letting curiosity run wild without caution. Now, let's dive deeper into the themes and moral lessons that make this story so enduring. The most obvious lesson is about the importance of obeying your parents. Mrs. Rabbit's rule wasn't arbitrary. It was designed to keep her children safe from a known danger. Peter's decision to ignore her warning led directly to his terrifying ordeal. The story shows children that rules, especially from loved ones, often exist for our own protection. Another key theme is that curiosity, while a wonderful trait, needs to be balanced with caution. Peter's curiosity led him to a garden full of delicious vegetables, but it also led him straight into danger. It's a gentle reminder that exploring the world is great, but it's wise to be aware of potential risks. Furthermore, the tale of Peter Rabbit is a perfect illustration of cause and effect. Every action Peter takes has a direct consequence. He sneaks into the garden, so he gets chased. He runs recklessly, so he loses his clothes. He disobeys his mother, so he ends up sick in bed, while his siblings enjoy a lovely dinner. This simple, clear chain of events helps young readers understand that their choices matter. But it's also a story about learning from those choices. Peter's experience, though frightening, makes him wiser. He may be a mischievous rabbit, but the story ends with the hope that he has learned a valuable lesson that will guide his future behavior. It's a fundamental part of growing up. The story is also rich with symbolism. Mr. McGregor's garden represents temptation and the allure of the forbidden. It's a place filled with delights, but also fraught with peril. A classic archetype in literature. Peter's little blue jacket is another powerful symbol. When he loses it, it signifies a loss of innocence. He enters the garden feeling bold and confident in his new clothes, but he leaves without them, humbled and scared. The jacket, which Mr. McGregor later uses for a scarecrow, becomes a permanent reminder of Peter's transgression and the lesson he learned. Finally, Peter's well-behaved siblings, Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, symbolize the safety and comfort that comes from obedience. Their simple, happy evening contrasts sharply with Peter's stressful adventure, reinforcing the story's central message about the benefits of listening to good advice. In conclusion, the tale of Peter Rabbit is so much more than a simple story about a naughty bunny. It's a beautifully crafted narrative that gently teaches children about the world and their place in it. Beatrix Potter masterfully combines a thrilling adventure with profound life lessons. The story validates a child's natural curiosity, while also highlighting the need for boundaries and the wisdom of listening to elders. It reminds us all that rules are not there to restrict our fun, but to keep us safe. And perhaps most importantly, it shows that making mistakes is a natural part of life, as long as we are willing to learn from them and grow wiser. It's a message that resonates just as strongly today as it did in 1902, securing Peter Rabbit's place as one of literature's most beloved characters. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back to Mr. McGregor's garden. What are your favourite memories of Peter Rabbit? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more explorations into the world of classic stories. Until next time, happy reading!